Alright, a movie based on a book for nerds. Follows the sad story of family of tourists who were just looking to chill on a planet known for its sand being so trippy, the locals call it spice.
For the Fremen, spice is the sacred hallucinogen, making it by far the most valuable substance in the universe.
Naturally, it draws in tons of tourists. Usually it's chubby, bald dudes with a bit below average paychecks coming to Arrakis, intending to relax well after hard days at factory in a good old mud bath.
These outsiders, the Harkonnens, came long before I was born.
And since such folks usually can't handle hallucinogenic sand well, they often end up having bad trips and causing both laughs and headaches for the locals with their drunken shenanigans. So at some point the Emperor was like, enough is enough, and just shut the borders specifically to keep out those low-class workers. Which that workers, who were already pretty hooked on the local sand, took calmly and understandingly.
How can the Emperor take everything we've built?
Now the primary tourists are going to be richer visitors, like this family for example, where the mom won't even pass a glass of water to her son after his exhausting nap.
If you want it, make me give it to you. Use the voice.
Mom, I just woke up.
Looks like he's dealing with a pretty heavy hangover.
Give me the water.
What? Dude, I can't hear you.
Give me the water.
Now that's more like it. Though I still think that he secretly played a pre-recorded track. The lip syncing is not all that good.
Dylan! You son of a bitch!
Moving on, we've got a reunion of the old buddies. Old soldier Duncan and the golden young Paul.
Hey, you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
Whenever these guys meet, they put on this act like they are super happy to see each other. But truth is, the only thing connecting them is... actually nothing. To the point where, to keep the conversation going, Paul has to start talking about the dreams he had.
I've been having dreams about Arrakis and the Fremen.
I mean, the old soldier, just like most of us, is okay with listening such kind of crap from a one-night stand girl who is really good in bed, but is way too much into mystical stuff, but listening to his buddy's dreams. It just isn't worth it.
Dreams make good stories.
Especially since his cool stories usually go something like, oh, and there was this chick, and I don't quite remember what happened next, but it was fantastic.
You're not taking me seriously.
Bro, just head over to your fancy teacher class.
Oof!
The rest of the students couldn't dodge his deadly attack from behind, so only young Paul was left to study, hoping he'll make it alive through this semester. Next on the schedule is the Chinese language lesson. Our bro isn't doing too well here.
Put your right hand in the box.
Let's see how he handles an OFEP test.
The test is simple. Remove your hand from the box, and you die.
Paul is just getting started on his path to long-term abstinence. For now he can go for a maximum of 2 minutes.
Enough.
There was a ghost! There's ectoplasm! Did you see the ghost? It ran through here, it slimed me!
And after a long day of studying, the family finally arrives for a small vacation on a small planet with a super sand.
What do they say about this hellhole again?
To shower, you scrub your ass with sand, my lord.
That's what she said.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
In addition to learning how to clean ass with sand properly, tourists also get some more interesting information. For example, what the locals use to cut bread.
Do you know this?
Walking around under the influence of the local stuff is surprisingly enjoyable, which is not surprising. The spice is so strong that if you overdo it, you might end up falling asleep right into the sand. And if inexperienced people are not careful with their using, they end up having brutal bad trips with the giant worms and who knows what else nasty stuff.
Is that a worm?
Shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you that. Like, I don't know. Like, never know, you know, like.
Paul, who is clearly in mysticism and has a generally mystical mindset, learns from the Bedouins how to fool tourists with a vague explanation for fake predictions.
Someone will hand me a blade, but I don't know who, or when, or where.
Yeah, for now he mostly makes predictions for himself, but bro, to make a few coins, you have to say something nice to people who have those coins. For example, you can tell his mom has money. She has so much jewelry, she has to put some on her face just to use up a bit of it. How about trying to make false predictions for her?
I know you're pregnant.
You can't know that.
Paul's buddy Dylan also flies to the planet for a small vacation.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
Looks like he's already had a vacation here, and now she is showing off the knowledge of this planet to newcomers.
That's a sand compactor.
My God, man, you've gone native.
Yeah, there is always this guy. He's showing tourists how to not get into trouble with the not-so-friendly locals.
Thank you, Stilgar, for the gift of your body's moisture.
Yeah, and if they show you the middle finger, pretend you're checking out the nearest pile of sand. Yeah, by the way, what about sightseeing here? Anything interesting to check out?
It's beautiful out there.
Apart from the endless piles of sand, tourists get to enjoy a lush garden with 20 palm trees.
Each one of these drinks every day the equivalent of 5 men.
And if you happen to get bored of that, you can always go on a tour. The only thing is that they recommend walking while following the local dress code. And it involves wearing incredibly hot suit. And because shops with cold water are not so common around here, locals cool off in a rather unusual manner.
And recycles the water lost to sweat. Inside the mask, you'll find a tube to allow you to drink the recycled water.
Dude, relax. If you don't feel like drinking your own sweat, you can just stay at the hotel and enjoy the palm trees. Anyway, if you've seen one heap of sand, you have essentially seen all landmarks of Arrakis. Although, as we understand, people don't come to this planet for views. On his very first walk, Paul went a little overboard with the happy sand. So now, while everybody else is having fun and enjoy themselves, he's left staring at the wall and pondering over mysteries beyond the understanding of a more sober person.
I heard about this drug. I said, let me take it. And it was incredible the way it worked. Incredible.
Unfortunately, the Atreides vacation was heavily spoiled by a nighttime attack from disgruntled workers. Those bold guys who now can't have fun without happy sand. Sure, the security of the hotel tries to protect the guests with sticks and shovels, but the attackers are armed with a slightly more modern gear. Their arsenal includes epic hot shower and other fancy gadgets. So, in the uneven battle, the head of the family is defeated and is forced to entertain the guests.
You have a wonderful kitchen, cousin.
Thanks, but don't get too close. This dude has been under the happy sand for a week now. Just look at him. Completely baked all the time. And I doubt he'd had time to brush his teeth at least once during this week. Paul and his mom are going too far with the sand too, and often end up passing out in the sand. Luckily there's always Dylan to find them after their quality walks.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
Otherwise, such fun could turn into a long binge, just like with their father. The only issue is that Dylan has his own concept of a good vacation. For him, a vacation isn't complete without a cultural program, and obligatory visits to museums is a definite must-do. So he locks Paul and his mom with a tedious tour guide and dusty exhibits.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
But since the cultural program on Arrakis is really weak, and tourists don't come here for that anyway, the guide understands their desire to return to the hotel and shows them the way to find Uber.
Follow the light. You'll find a Thopter ready to fly.
Sadly, Uber on this planet is way too pricey, and it is actually cheaper to rent a car. But Mom immediately regretted the choice because her son drove straight to the raging storm right away. Then he decides, just fuck this, let's just take an Uber instead. But it is already too late. So it's up to you to decide, is it really worth it, traveling to risky countries for curiosity and adrenaline, when it is much easier and safer to relax in established places, even if it could get a bit dull. Well, it's been me, Alex Lance, till the next time.